Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Shonky Lab.
Hey!
Oh, good. I'm glad we got a little Steve Wright clap. There we go. Shonky Lab is back and open for business. I'm Elton. This is Pete, not that Pete.
A different Pete, unfortunately. Pete Hammond.
Yes, and he's here as a guest producer. Shonky Lab is changing ever so slightly. We are going live. We're actually live now. There's no one in the room. That's fine. It's the first time. So every episode now, Shonky Lab is going to be going monthly. It's going to be a guest producer, TM. Pete is our first guest producer this week.
Yeah, nervous.
Oh, don't worry, man. It'll be fine.
I don't want to ruin the lab.
If we crash and burn, we crash and burn.
Fair enough.
Who cares? It's fine. So we're going live from now on. That is only so you, the dear listener, can interact with us as we go. If you've heard me on Shonky Lab reading out emails or on the Black Dog reading out the feedback, then you know I cannot read to save my life. I can read, I cannot read out. And I have trouble even reading to my kids at night. And they look at me weirdly because they're perfect at reading. So, I don't know. So it's a new way for everyone else to interact. If you do want to interact and you don't know me, then Skype us on Elton McManus. And that'll get you straight through to the show. So, anyway, instead of me hassling about you restarting the lab, Pete, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. Stressed and a little angry, but otherwise fine.
Now, I noticed that you were having trouble with carpenters or carpet layers?
Carpet layers, electricians, and plasterers.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, I'm lumping them all into one group called cunts.
Oh, nice.
Apologies to any plasterers or tradesmen or whatever that may or may not be listening, but unfortunately, all cunts, yes. No, unfortunately, some of your brethren blotted your copybook, something chronic at my house this week, and we're not very happy at all. Me and the wife decided that we would have the living room and the kitchen refloored, and we were going to get the bathroom ceiling done. So we got a plasterer, and we got a Sparky, and the plasterer came in, and the Sparky came in on Thursday of last week, and the Sparky marked out where he was going to put the downlighters in the ceiling and the new extractor fan and all this stuff, and thought, brilliant, he's marked it all, it's great. And he left us with the bathroom light hanging through so we could illuminate the bathroom. Well, great, that's brilliant. On Friday, plasterer came in, and he did the ceiling. He redid the whole thing. I came home Friday night, opened the bathroom door, and he hadn't finished it. Hadn't painted it. He hadn't left any marks for the Sparky to put the lights through, and he'd also brilliantly plastered the light fitting up in above the crawl space, so he had no lights in the bathroom. It's an internal room with no windows or anything, so shitting by candlelight was the order of the day.
That's kind of nice, though, isn't it?
Which was brilliant, wasn't it?
It's exciting.
You're wiping, right? Oh, is that bit clean? Oh, Christ, no!
Well, you have the excitement of that, and also sitting in a dark room, and also, did you have the hallway lights on?
If you turn the hallway lights off, it was a really eerie experience. Sort of sitting there going, did I just make that noise?
That's awesome. It's like pooing in at someone else's house that you don't know.
It did feel like that for a bit. So yes, we were left instructions on how to paint the ceiling, which is brilliant. And when we phoned him up and said, why didn't you paint it? He goes, I don't do painting. Oh. Cheers, mate. Nice one. So an emergency phone call to the Sparky, who was coming, bearing in mind, of course, it was the bank holiday, so he wasn't coming round until Tuesday. So we phoned him up, and he said, come round at 7:15 Saturday morning to fit you a light, or to get the original light fitting back through the ceiling, which he brilliantly, he came round, and he sorted it. And he comes and goes, have you got a light bulb? I said, what do you mean we got a light bulb? And he said, I need a light bulb to fit in the light fitting. The fucking plasterer had nicked our light bulbs as well.
Oh, no.
So that was special. So we survived the weekend with just the one light and all the rest of it. That was all fine. And the Sparky came in on Tuesday morning, finished the job. Didn't clear up behind him, but, fine, fair enough. Our bathroom functions. It's fully lit and everything. It's marvellous.
Yeah.
Carpet fitters, on the other hand, they were meant to come around Tuesday afternoon. They had their allocated slot, 12 till 4. And they turned up at 11:30 when the Sparky was still here and turned tail and fucked off.
Oh.
And we got a phone call. We can't do your can't fit your carpet because there's too much stuff in there. And we're like, hey, that doesn't sound right. We were allowed to leave 5 items of furniture in there, and that's all we left.
Right.
Apparently, the Sparky's drill and the Sparky's toolbox counted as 2 extra items of furniture, and they refused to move them and just fucks off.
That's balls.
It's awful, but the best bit's yet to come. So my wife actually came home and to see what was going on. At which point the Sparkies had left and it was all completely clear. So she moved the bookcase into the bedroom and phoned them up and said, right, there's only 4 bits of furniture in here now. Can you come and fit our living room carpet? No, we're on another job. Oh, right, okay. Are you likely to come back? No. So right, okay, fine, fair enough. So we went into, this is Carpet Right in Huntingdon.
Yeah.
Make a note of that, everybody. Carpet Right in Huntingdon. We went in to get our full refund, and the manager, a man called Ben, so that's Ben, the manager at Carpet Right in Huntingdon.
You're not happy with them, are you, at all?
Oh, no, well, he made my wife cry.
Ah.
Essentially called us liars as well, because we were there. We left 5 items of furniture in there. Well, my fitter said there was more items of furniture than that in there. And we're like, well, did he bring some with us? Because we only own 5 items of furniture. We don't own any more. And we got photographic evidence. Well, let's see it. No. Let's see your photo. No. Show us a photo. Stop being a cunt. And it just went on and on like that. And it was quite shocking customer service. So that's Carpet Right in Huntingdon, Ben. We weren't happy, but as it was, the money we saved by not having the carpets fitted, we're actually putting towards a trip to New York. So hooray!
Oh, nice.
So we saved about 700 or 800 quid not having the carpets done, because that was originally money. The money that was paying for the carpet in the bathroom was coming out of the Pete Goes to Vegas for his 40th fund. Right. But that money's now been ploughed back in, and it's now Pete Goes to New York for his 40th.
Nice.
So we're still quite pleased about that, actually. I'm quite chuffed.
When are you planning on going to the Big Apple?
That'll be, 18 months' time?
Oh, okay.
So it'll be the October half term, not next year, year after. Is that right? My maths is appalling. I'm 38 now. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right, yeah, because I've just turned... Hang on, what have I just turned? 37 last weekend.
Happy birthday for last weekend.
Thank you very much. Well, the problem is, I had this when I was 32, and I went through all of my 32 year thinking I was 33. And so I kind of lost a year, but then when I turned 33, it was, oh, okay, I'm already 33. That's fine. No problems.
Excellent.
So, it was, it was kind of bizarre, and I'm doing the same sort of thing now, where I had terrible trouble at the weekend because my kids asked, how old are you? I'm like, well, 37, no, 38, no. 30, am I 38? Oh, Christ, am I really 38? Flipping hell. And
it does hit you a bit, doesn't it?
That's what I was a little bit worried about, yes. So, yeah, I've had that all on the brain at the moment. It's been a roller coaster year, I suppose, since I last recorded Shonky Lab. Lots happened. I'm now part of Black Dog. Was I part of Black Dog before Shonky Lab finished? I'm not too sure.
I think you just started.
Yeah, I can't remember.
In fact, I'm fairly sure you joined that Christmas.
Right. I honestly can't remember.
I think.
Flipping hell. So many things have happened. Okay, well, recently, let's have this. I had an argument with my son's football coach.
Oh.
So, yeah, that went down quite well, I must admit, to the point where everything was thrown around. There was balls thrown against the floor in anger after I said something. It was,
Brilliant.
Okay. And he stormed off. I was sat there going, shit, he's going to quit, isn't he? Oh, no, everyone's going to go at me, isn't they? Oh, no, come back, I didn't mean it. But everything's sort of calmed down now, so...
Surely good.
Yeah, that's good. I've sent my CV off again. Because,
again?
Yeah, well, for the people that have been following me recently, I left my job, which was causing me massive grief.
That was as a lift engineer, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I joined a different lift company. And moving has just made me realise I don't like lifts. I really cannot stand them. And so I'm caught in a quandary, really, of what the hell do I do? And so I've sent my CV off. I'll tell you after we've finished recording where it is. But
right.
I'm not going to say anything yet, just in case.
It's not carpet right in Huntingdon, is it?
Yeah, there's a guy called Ben.
Working for Ben.
Yeah, there's a guy called Ben, and I'm working underneath him. No, it's somewhere that's interesting for me, definitely. So,
cool.
You know, fingers crossed, it'll all work out. Yeah, and in between that, I've just been black moods and pretty much miserable.
Oh.
I bought. I've been going through Sopranos, and I'm up to season 5. I went to buy season 6. I'm buying these through CEX, so I'm getting them dirt cheap.
Of course, yeah.
They're about £4 a season. It's brilliant.
That's pretty good.
I get to keep them forever and everything. I bought season 6, took it home. It had all the season 5 DVDs in there. I'm sat there going, oh, it's only 4 discs, £4. Do I moan about it?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And so I was walking past that shop. I knew I was walking past that shop the next day, so I went in there and said, look, you're giving me the wrong discs. Can I have the right disc? Oh, yeah, of course you can. So they took all the discs away, put all the new discs in. Okay, fine, thank you very much. Went home, opened it up. I've got 3 of the season 6 DVDs in there, and one of them is because they split season 6 into 2 parts for some unknown reason. Probably just
writer's strike or whatever it was.
I'd imagine so, yeah. And so you got season 6 part 1 and part 2. I've got 3 discs of season 6 part 1 and 1 disc of season 6 part 2. But it's the one with the last episode, and so it's so tempting just to watch the 3 and then watch the last one, and that's it, I'm done.
Somebody doesn't want you to watch that season of Sopranos. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know. So I'm caught in that quandary of, do I return these second-hand DVDs again or not? So I don't know what to do.
Yes.
I don't know what to do.
Take them back. I'll take them back for you. I'm in a good mood.
Okay. Good luck coming down to Enfield then to do that. Right, okay. So, enough of this chitty chatter. What are we here to talk about? Well, it was put out that I needed some help. I needed a guest producer to help me through these days, because I'm pretty much bobbins doing these sort of podcasts on my own. I need someone to bounce off. And you stepped up to the plate.
I did indeed, yes.
Yeah, and you put up a subject. So what was that subject?
Originally, I put up the subject of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Which I then realised, hang on, that was the last recorded episode of the Shonky Lab.
We have done dinosaurs, yes.
Which you've done dinosaurs.
Stegosaurus is the best.
No, Triceratops, you're wrong.
That's okay, you're wrong.
No.
Hang on, I can... hang on, let's just fade you down. Yes, the Stegosaurus is the best. There we go. And you can come back into the room.
Triceratops is the best, I think. It's good, go on. Of course, the fun part, I think it was touched on last time, is that timeline-wise, we're closer to Triceratops than Stegosaurus was.
That is bonkers. That blows my mind.
It makes your head fall off, doesn't it? It's just like, what? It's incredible. It just makes your head just roll around on the floor for a bit.
Hang on, so we're close. We are closer to what one was it?
We're closer to Triceratops
than
Stegosaurus was to Triceratops.
That's flipping bonkers.
That's mad, isn't it? Because Triceratops was late Cretaceous period, so that you're talking 70 to 65 million years ago.
Mm.
And Stegosaurus was 250 million years ago, sort of mid-Jurassic. So we're actually closer by about 100 million years.
Wow.
That's just mad. Absolutely mad.
And never the twain shall meet, I suppose.
No. I suppose, evolution and all the rest of it, then descendants may have crossed paths, but it just, that's part of the beauty of dinosaurs for me. It's just the numbers involved are just eye-wateringly mad. It really are. It's just like, what? So we're closer. Oh, dearie me.
Well, you wanted to pick the bones out of because we've just had the Jurassic World trailer come up.
We have, amongst other movie trailers, Jurassic World. I think the second one's just dropped, and it kind of. I'm going to go and see the film. I'll probably go to the cinema and see it. That'll be fine. I'll pay my. Well, I won't pay my money because I've got one of them Cineworld cards.
Yeah.
But I'll go and see it. I'll probably go and see it twice, knowing me. I'm a bit daft like that. But it did infuriate me a little bit.
Well, what with, though?
Well...
Is it because Star-Lord has got sheepdogs?
The Star-Lord sheepdogs didn't really... apart from anything else, that Chris Pratt's going to get typecast if he's not careful.
Yeah.
They'll just say, can you do Star-Lord? Cheers, thank you very much. So he's got to watch that a little bit. But the whole thing with the sheepdog velociraptors didn't bug me that much. What bugged me is they're still calling them velociraptors, and they ain't got feathers. Right. Because the velociraptor, and this is where my Dino Geek hat comes on, velociraptor was tiny. It was roughly a bit bigger than a chicken.
Okie-dokie.
It was quite a small dinosaur. The dinosaurs that they're calling velociraptors are actually something completely different. They're actually called Deinonychus, which is a different dinosaur. It basically, the ones in the films are Deinonychus, but I think velociraptor sounds cooler.
Well, did they get it wrong in the very first place?
Yes,
they did.
That's where for some I don't know. I don't really know why they went for it, but the Deinonychus was known at that time, as was the velociraptor, and they knew that the velociraptor was a teeny tiny little chickeny thing, but they did know that Deinonychus was that big, scary velociraptor that you see in the film, as it were. But there were a few other interesting choices in the original one as well, namely when the big lad gets the poison spat at him in the truck.
Yeah,
that's what they're calling a Dilophosaurus.
Okay, yeah.
Where Dilophosaurus wasn't actually that big. He was actually roughly T-Rex size.
Oh, bloody hell. So
yeah.
He was huge.
It was a bit... I think I'm probably over-exaggerating a little bit, but he wasn't a small dinosaur. He wouldn't have fitted in a Land Rover.
And would it be true that he would spit venom then, or spit some sort of, maybe tobacco? I don't know.
That's sort of I think at the end of the day, you never know for 100% whether he would have done or not, because let's face it, a lot of dinosaur biology is entirely speculative. But it's whether it would have spat venom like that, possibly not. Whether he had the big frill around his neck again, possibly not. So again, it was made up for a film, which is fair enough, really, I suppose. But yes.
Right. Okay, hang on. I'm just getting a message that I need to mute my Skype special effects. Have I got Skype special effects?
Are we getting lasers and stuff and explosions in the background? That would be fucking brilliant.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome.
I don't know if I've got all my special effects all turned down. So,
I've not got. I didn't realise I've not got any.
Maybe it's because it's coming through the mix. This is really geeky, guys. Sorry, it's coming through like a really old computer, which is not connected hardwired to the internet, and so I'm sacrificing Mixlr at the moment for Skype quality.
So essentially, you've got one of the computers off Battlestar Galactica there, then.
Yeah, and it's all got the corners cut off.
Awesome,
like the bits of paper.
Yeah,
I loved that on Battlestar Galactica. That was wicked.
I love Battlestar. We're actually because my missus is a school teacher, so she's got the 6-week summer holiday coming up, and every year we go through Battlestar from the start to finish. Every year.
Really? What? The new one?
Yeah, when they remade it back in 2003 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We start from the 2003 feature length one all the way through to the end.
Oh,
we do it every year. We love it. It's mental. We just. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like the ending, but we like it. I like it.
Right.
Actually, when we got married, instead of having a top table and like table 1, table 2, we actually had crew members of Battlestar.
Oh, okay.
So top table was obviously Bill Adama. Like the second table was Apollo, and you had Starbuck, Bolter, and all the rest of it.
Cool idea.
Which was really smart.
Right, get back to the dinosaur type thing. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Velociraptor. Let's go with that one first.
Let's go with Velociraptors, yes.
Do you think they used that Velociraptor name in Jurassic Park because it sounded wicked?
I think that's basically it, yes. I mean, the Velociraptor and the Deinonychus are part of the same lineage, as it were, but Velociraptor does sound a lot cooler because you can abbreviate it to Raptor, and that sounds cool.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, though, isn't it? It sells lunchboxes, which we saw in the movie, and T-shirts and stuff.
I did like that with the original one because those lunchboxes were what you could buy in Toys R Us.
Well, it was just...
Which was a genius.
A big whole commercial, wasn't it?
It was amazing.
It was, very cleverly done. Okay, so the Velociraptor, I think out of that first movie, everyone loves the Velociraptors in there anyway.
Oh, yes.
And they love the one that spits in old matey faces. The one in the car.
Oh, the Dilophosaurus, yeah.
Yeah, were there any others that you had problems with in there?
I wouldn't say problems as such, but those were the main ones. I mean, there is now, this is quite current stuff. They're actually digging them up in China as we speak. There is fossil evidence to suggest that T-Rex had feathers.
Oh.
Which is mad. Something that size.
Yeah, you're talking about an awesome quill that you can make out of that.
Yeah, but have you ever seen, there's a bird called the cassowary?
No.
It's kind of like an emu, but on horrible, horrible drugs. It's like a weird sort of emu thing. It's got black feathers, but they're not proper feathers. They're almost just like quills.
Yeah.
And they're very, very aggressive. And you look at their feet and you just think, that's a dinosaur's foot. It really is. It's just this huge, great lizard-like foot they've got, and the legs are all the same. But if you look at their wing root, because they've obviously got withered, atrophied wings.
Yeah.
The actual bone structure is very, very similar to a T-Rex's arm. And you can kind of picture a T-Rex, instead of those silly little arms, if you bend them through 180 degrees and put quills on them, you can almost see them as wings. And I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea. I know, yes, the big scaly T-Rex is a scary thing, but
I just had a vision of his hands being covered in soft, downy feathers.
You say that, that's what they're finding at the moment. They're finding juvenile T-Rexes with downy feather imprints on them.
Yeah, I've heard that they may have had feathers and lost them at a very early age. Whether that is true or not, I do not know.
Yeah, because that's what they're actually digging up in China at the moment.
Well, okay,
those sort of nests and stuff, which is mad. You just thought, it's incredible.
But there must come a time where the studio turns around and says, okay, right, we can either do these big, scaly dinosaurs, which at the time, all the technology was, they were developing the technology to make the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
In Jurassic Park. And so would they want to put feathers on top of that as well and make them look a little bit ropey?
Well, they kind of did it in the third one, didn't they?
That Spinosaurus thing.
No, on the actual Velociraptors, I think they had sort of a couple of like crappy little feathers on top of their heads. But the Spinosaurus was an actual dinosaur. That one did. They reckon that did sort of charge around like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But no, I think in the third one, I could be wrong, but I think they did sort of attempt to put a few feathers on the Velociraptors. But then for this new one, they've gone, no, scales, wrap them in cling film.
Yeah, but they look meaner, scaly.
They do look mean. I mean, they certainly do. But it's the idea of something like that with feathers. I just think, yes, it might not look as mean, but then I wouldn't want to fuck with an ostrich or a bald eagle.
No, because we used to have. Did we used to have ostrich or emus down the road? One of there's a farm just down the road from us, and they used to have them. They got rustled from there. And
rustled?
Yeah, I kid you not. Someone came along and just nicked them. They had about 4 or 6, and they were weird creatures. They're kind of like 3 or 4 animals put together.
They're very strange, aren't they?
Yeah, that
They're
game
really
where
weird.
You have an A4 piece of paper and someone draws the legs, someone draws the body, and someone draws the head. It's kind of God went like that and went, okay, Peter, you draw the belly, and Paul, you draw the head. And that's how you got ostriches. And
it's a very weird-looking bird, isn't it?
Yeah, but they had them down there, and they want to be near you, but you don't trust them bastards.
No way.
Because they're like lightning. They'd have your credit card straight away. I guarantee it.
Don't they race them in Saudi Arabia?
I think they race on them.
Yeah, I was going to say, you ride them and they run. It's a very sort of weird-looking sport. Or is it South Africa? I don't know. Somewhere they do it.
I don't know, because in Saudi Arabia, don't they have camel racing?
Yes, they do camel racing.
And emu racing. I don't know.
Emus, I'm definitely. I hope I didn't dream it, because otherwise that says a lot about me.
Oh no! There was a guy that used to run the marathon that used to ride an emu, wasn't there?
Bernie Clifton.
Yeah. I so believed that when I was a kid as well. I can see his legs down the side. It must be him.
Oh dear, he's got thalidomide, but it's definitely him.
But you saying that they found one of these emu/ostriches with almost feathers and more like claws.
It's a cassowary. It's called. I think they live in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Or maybe Australia. It's got to be Australia, because everything down there tries to kill you. And it's a weird looking. It's like a small ostrich, but its feathers are. It's almost like fur, like long, thick fur. It's a very strange looking thing.
With the body of a hedgehog.
Kind of. It's because with an ostrich and an emu, they still got wings, but this has got hardly anything at all.
Mm.
You can almost see a T-Rex like that. It's quite a strange looking creature.
Okay, so what are your favourite movies with dinosaurs in it? Do you know any? Because I was looking up some of these and I found one and I posted it to Chris and Jim, because I know they like crap movies.
Yeah,
I'm trying to work out what movie it was. I think it was Aztec Rex. It sounds brilliant. It's terrible, though. It's really... I quickly skimmed through it. It's on YouTube, if you want to go watch it on there.
Aztec Rex, I'll make a note of that.
Yeah, you got to watch it. It's a thing of beauty. I like to behold it in my arms. It's so weird. It's, terrible writing, terrible acting. They've got no budget whatsoever. And this dinosaur, you never really see its feet because they don't want to animate the feet. And it's always a sideways or full frontal running towards you, and the bite is always the same, and the blood is just ketchup blood.
Excellent.
It's brilliant. But are there any that you like?
I think from the sheer spectacle of it, I do fully appreciate the Jurassic Park films. I mean, yes, if I can put the dinosaur geek hat off, they do look good. They get it right. I mean, especially when they're first driving along in the Land Rover, turn around, and then there's that Brachiosaurus. He's just like, bloody hell, that looks really good. And the way they animate it and the way they CG it, it just looks incredible. And even the T-Rex, with a combination of CG and actual big Muppets, it just looks really good. So I can definitely appreciate that sort of side of it. But so I've been obsessed with dinosaurs since I was a kid, basically. And so I think my grandparents used to they'd find films on TV for me, and there's things like the old black and white Journey to the Centre of the Earth and The Land That Time Forgot and all that sort of stuff, where they literally got Komodo dragons and lizards and stuck horns on them with glue and just put them together and made them fight. And you're just like looking at, because there was one on the other day, it was an old Doug McClure one, and you're just like, they'd not be able to make that now. It's so bloody cruel. It's incredible. It's two people's pet lizards with fins and horns stuck to them, and just like, here you go, superimpose them in the background so people can run around in the front. Just incredible. It's just amazing looking. It's just, what are they doing?
Yeah, I'd love to see the workshops that went into that, though, because there must be a point where they say, okay, we can't get these dinosaurs. How the hell are we going to get these big spikes and fins on them? And they're like, well, okay, we could superimpose. Well, no, we can't do that. That's not there. We could draw them. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to look real life-like. We could glue them.
Glue it to its face.
Let's do it, yeah. What with? PVA? No, that's never going to hold for more than an hour. Let's super glue it. Okay, brilliant. And they've actually gone and done it.
They actually do it. It's amazing.
But what was the other one that I watched? I can't remember. There was a couple that I flicked through on YouTube, and they are glorious. If I find any links, and I'll send them over to you. So, did you see Jurassic Park in the cinema?
I think I've seen all three of them in the cinema. Yeah, I have. Yeah. Saw all of them. So the first one, when you first see that Brachiosaurus come across, you're just like, bloody hell, that's actually really good. And that really does warrant us. Didn't they re-release it a couple of years ago as well?
I think they re-released it in the cinemas and on Blu-ray, haven't they?
Oh, didn't they 3D it?
Yeah, could have.
But I certainly remember seeing it, back in the day, as it were. I remember seeing that one in the cinema, and I definitely saw the second one. Might not have seen the third one in the cinema, but they really are a good spectacle film, even though they got bloody feathers. So.
Yeah, I always liked. I remember coming out of the cinema after watching the first one with my friends, and just asking around because I was in awe of it. I loved it so much, and I asked my friend, did you enjoy that? Yeah, it's alright. It's a bit silly though, wasn't it? You what? It looked wicked. It looked amazing, and they couldn't really give a toss, and so that was a bit of a kick in the balls for me. I wasn't. I was a bit gutted about that, because then I had to hide my love of dinosaurs, even though I was, 14, I think?
I've never hidden my love of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Even I'm 38, I've still got loads around the house.
So,
such a child.
Yeah. So what's what's the main crux of the problem with this new trailer that they've stuck out then?
Apart from the inaccuracy with the Velociraptor,
right?
I'm not too worried about the sheepdog element. That's, if you're not going to have feathers, you might as well make them bark. The mosasaur annoyed me. That's the one that's in the water.
Right. Okay.
It's far too big. It's absolutely gigantic.
Yeah.
Apart from that, they also do the lazy thing of, right, we've got to show this thing's powerful. We'll feed a shark to it. So that, because obviously they've got a shark dangling over the pool.
Yeah.
For this thing to come up and never mind the fact they've animated the shark really badly as well.
I hadn't noticed that.
If you hang a shark up like that, its insides basically start falling out of its mouth.
Oh.
Because they've got no skeleton.
Yeah.
There's nothing to support its own weight. So basically, they start turning inside out. It's really disgusting. So that's hanging there quite nice and solid. Mind you, I suppose I could have frozen it. I could be being unfair there. But the mosasaur jumps up and grabs it, and you're just like, that's far too big.
Well, that's what I thought when I first saw it. And there are a couple of videos on YouTube, and they do say that it is way oversized, and they draw the diagrams of how big it should be compared to a great white, and how big it is in the trailer.
In the movie, yeah. I think in real life, they've got fossils of them that are about 18 metres long. So these things weren't small, for definite, but they weren't as big as this one.
It's just for Hollywood though, isn't it? They're just turning around and saying, bigger is better. And when you first see that shot, you do think, wow.
Yeah, it is. Again, it's visually impressive, and it's like, wow, that is cool. But then you go, actually, it's massively wrong.
Yeah, but then you got to think of how deep that water is for that thing to get up and get that sort of speed and momentum to carry it out of the water. I'm sure it's going to be a powerful thing, but that's got to be some deep water there.
I was going to say, that's going to be pretty damn deep for that to do that.
But apart from these, are you looking forward to these movies, or do they just grind your gears when you get in there, secretly?
I will sit there and I'll be going, wow, it looks cool. Where are the feathers? It looks really smart. That's too fucking big. That looks amazing. Why have they given that one opposable thumbs? Right. Because I think the main crux of it, because the T-Rex isn't scary enough anymore, and the Spinosaurus isn't scary enough anymore. The Spinosaurus being the one that killed the T-Rex in the third film.
Yeah.
They're not scary enough anymore, so we've got to go one bigger. What's bigger and better than that? Genetically modified dinosaurs. So I think they've genetically modified a T-Rex to be bigger and meaner and have longer arms and opposable thumbs. Right. And that's the one. It's killing for fun. That one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that runs amok and starts eating people and whatnot. And I don't think you need to have that to make dinosaurs scary.
No, but like you say, has T-Rex lost its charm a little bit? It is.
I think that's what it is. It's like in the third one, they had to have something kill T-Rex to make it look even scarier.
Right.
Which is when they brought the big Spinosaurus in.
Yeah, but see, the Spinosaurus, it was, I suppose, the third movie. If you just had another T-Rex, it'd just be another T-Rex running around after people, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And they've already done that in 2 movies already. Because that was the big draw for the first movie.
Was your big T-Rex, yeah.
The T-Rex jumping out and attacking the car, and you think, flipping hell, man. And then they just had to one-up it every single time. And then the Spinosaurus came through, and I know it's a real dinosaur. I was not impressed with it. It just didn't look... I don't know, it just didn't look meaty, scary enough. I don't know.
Everybody knows T-Rex, but very few people, even at that time, knew what Spinosaurus was.
Yeah.
To the point now, there's actually a bit of a debate in paleontology circles about how the Spinosaurus actually stood up. Because they reckon they've now found fossils of it with shorter, stumpy legs, and it lived in water all the time. And you're just like, oh, we don't know.
Oh, right, okay, so to balance the weight of the dinosaur.
Yes, so they think it had stumpy legs, so it lived in the water all the time. But I think with the T-Rex, because they've got so many really complete skeletons now, they found quite a few of them, that they kind of know pretty much everything there is to know, or that they can know about it.
Mm.
Whereas things like the more recently discovered things like Spinosaurus, they're kind of still sort of picking over.
Yeah. See, I remember going to the Natural History Museum and buying dinosaurs from there when I was in my primary school.
Yeah.
And the dinosaurs I was able to buy there were the old 50s, maybe 40s movies of dinosaurs where the T-Rex is standing up straight.
He's bow upright, isn't he?
Yeah. And I kind of miss that.
Because that's the beauty of them as well. Because like when we first were in the 1800s, we knew that Iguanodon walked around on all fours and had a big spike on his nose. And then somebody else found Iguanodon skeletons. Actually, no, they stood upright, and that spike is actually his thumb.
Mm.
But if you go to Crystal Palace, all the old things are still there.
Yeah.
All the old dinosaur models, and they look really cool.
They do. They do. They do look awesome. They look like the genetically modified ones that we might see in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And if they cropped up, you'd be like, oh yeah, they're
I can go with
Crystal
that.
Palace. Let's go down there. But they do look cool. I've taken my boy around there, and yeah, he loved it. But that was years ago.
I think it's still there.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Fairly sure it's still there, yeah.
I think it's near the running track down there as well.
Yeah.
But okay, so did you like when the T-Rex was standing like bolt upright, or do you? It sounds crazy now, but do you prefer the new modern version of the T-Rex?
I think I do like, to paraphrase it, the Jurassic Park T-Rex.
Yeah,
he looks sort of meaner and sort of more agile. Because if he stood up, he's dragging his tail and all the rest on the floor. Whereas now they reckon it's more of a counterbalance. It was more of a runner. I mean, whether it's a scavenger or a hunter, there's still arguments in both camps on that one. But it just looks more like it's more of a fearsome beast, as it were, as opposed to when it was stood upright like that.
Yeah. Andy Palastides in the chat room does say it's like Grimlock standing up. That's true.
Which Grimlock?
Oh, not the new one. Not the
new one.
What a load of guff.
I saw the new one recently, and although it wasn't as leery and as racist as the others, it was still shit. But it did take. It was quite funny as an aside. There's two cars at the beginning, like the black helicopter lot, the federal agents and whatnot. There was two cars, and I thought, oh, they're really cool. What are they going to turn into? Oh, they're not. They're just cars. To Google, and apparently it's called a Local Motors Racing Fighter, and they're $100,000, and I'm saving my money.
Oh yeah, good luck.
Because it looks like a Corvette, but with massive off-road wheels. It's perfect.
Well, you're not getting carpets in your house now, so
no, exactly, yeah.
That's to the fund, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it's a love, and you can. I think they 3D print the bodies.
Yep.
And you can help build them.
Yeah.
And they're in Vegas and Arizona, and you're just like, oh, I want to get up. I spent basically most of Transformers 4 watching YouTube videos of these bloody rally fighters.
I don't really want to drive in a car that I've helped build.
Yeah, that's a point.
It's just something about going along at 90 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden, what's that rumble?
Yeah.
And in the cigarette tray, you've got screws.
Yeah. They were left over.
Yeah. They went somewhere. Not too sure where though.
Mind you can't trust car manufacturers. I had a Nissan. What's the 4x4 Nissan thing? Nissan Navara.
Yeah.
I was driving along the A142 between Chatteris and Ely, and all of a sudden there was a bit of a rumble, and I thought, what's that? And the front left wheel popped off when I was doing 50 mile an hour.
Ah, did it overtake you?
Yeah, it kind of flew off into a field and carried on going. And I'm just like, well, that's shit. Luckily, it didn't crash or anything. I just managed to hold it straight. But, made the news.
Oh, you got in the news because of it?
I got in the news, yeah.
Sweet.
It was quite funny. So obviously, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, so rush hour. And so traffic was backed up in either direction because there's a poor wounded Nissan Navara in a hedgerow.
Mm.
And somebody phoned in the traffic, said, yeah, somebody's front wheel's falling off their car.
Oh, to be in an accident to make the news.
That was brilliant. But I got to work and I had to carry on. I was understandably a little bit shaken.
Oh, yeah.
But the boss just said, yeah, we've got the Land Rover, you can go in that. Oh, bollocks. I'd rather have a Nissan with only 3 wheels on it. Right.
In front of me, I have a list of dinosaur movies. I'm just wondering if you've seen any of these.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
Okay, right. We got all the Jurassic Park ones.
Yep.
The Land Before Time.
Land Before Time. That could have been the one that was on TV the other day, actually.
Yeah, because on the poster, the T-Rex is kind of standing up. It's in that...
Oh, yeah, that was on a beach, isn't it? And there's like cowboys and Indians running around it.
I'm not sure.
Is that the one? Because there's a lot of these Ray Harryhausen style things as well, which are always brilliant. Harryhausen stuff's always excellent.
Oh yeah, they're Sunday afternoon movies, aren't they?
They really are. You Doug McClure sort of black and white things.
Carnosaur 3, Primal Species. Ever heard of that?
Is that an asylum picture?
I would imagine so.
It's got that sort of ring to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Carnosaurus was actually a species as well.
Right. Okay.
It was a little bit T-Rexy, had horns above his eyes, and had a shorter skull.
Right.
I think that's right.
Have you seen the is it a Disney or is it DreamWorks? There's a film called Dinosaurs, and I bought it for my boy a couple of years ago now. Must have been about it wouldn't have been 10, about 8 or 7 years ago. I bought this for him because he was going through his phase of trains and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And, put your hands together. That's a wonderful little meld in there. And it's a really, really bloody good movie. It might not be accurate because the dinosaurs talk. I'm not too sure if dinosaurs spoke or not. But,
we don't know.
But there's some... For a 3, 4, 5-year-old, there's some dramatic scenes where they have like these 2 red T-Rexes with horns and spikes all over them. And they don't talk to each other, but they just growl at each other. And you kind of get the feeling that, they know what they're doing. They know what they're plotting as well.
They're the baddies.
Yeah, they are. And it's well worth a watch. Definitely if you've got kids. What else have we got here? Oh, right, okay. King Kong.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that because they had the original one, there's a T-Rex, isn't there? But the Peter Jackson one, there's like 2 or 3, like I think they call them V-Rexes.
Right.
And then you've got like the Diplodocus and what have you running about as well. But that looked quite good, that one.
Yeah, I have to admit I hated that movie with a passion.
Oh yeah, it was a shit movie.
Yeah, but there were 2 good bits. The bits with the T-Rexes or the V-Rexes or whatever it was.
Yeah. And
now having fights and getting caught in vines and stuff like that.
That's right, yeah.
I thought that was quite good. And also, they had some overgrown insects.
Oh yeah, there was like worms and stuff, wasn't it? And your man who plays Gollum in everything now, what's his name?
Andy Serkis.
Serkis, that's it. He gets eaten by one, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that scared the bejesus out of me because it gets his leg.
And it kind of like envelops him, doesn't it? It's weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Did Billy Elliot die like that as well? Because he was in it, wasn't he?
He was sword fighting ants, I think, or wasps.
That's right, big wasps and cockroaches. Yeah, that had a real sort of Saturday, Sunday afternoon matinee feel about it as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Apart from the dying, but
yeah, the death and the screaming, and
death
the
and
blood.
screaming, the horrible. But other than that, it's Sunday afternoon.
But the fight between King Kong and the T-Rexes, I thought was superb.
That was well animated. That one, that was good. Especially when the vines and it starts swinging towards him. Snap! No, not quite close. No. Yeah. Swing again. Snap!
And you think, bloody hell! And he's like, snap! Oh.
Just a little bit. You see its little legs going. Come on!
What other films? Andy Plastides once again in the chat room. He says one of our dinosaurs is missing.
Oh, because they're getting rid of Dippy, aren't they, from the Natural History Museum?
Yeah.
And I think they should tour the country with it in an open-top bus. Peter Ustinov dressed up as a massively racist Chinaman. Two little old ladies.
Like a farewell tour. That would be brilliant.
That would be awesome. Because I didn't realise that Dippy's not actually a skeleton, it's a cast.
Yeah.
Of skeleton. Because when I was a kid, I thought, wow! But no. But they're replacing him with a whale. And it looks rubbish.
Blue whale, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one that's actually hanging up in the Hall of Mammals. So they're just moving that into the... I can see why they're doing it, but let's face it, dinosaurs are going to bring kids in rather than conservation.
Well...
You can do the conservation thing when they're in.
Yeah.
But I think to get people through the doors, you need a big dinosaur.
So when are they getting rid of... I
think it's next year, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you've ever been to any other sort of big natural history museums around the world, most of them have got a big dinosaur skeleton or similar in the front, in the foyer.
Well, it's the imagination that they conjure, isn't it?
Because I've been to New York before, and I think the McGowans will probably back me up on this. In the lobby of the Natural History Museum in New York, you've got a couple of allosaurs attacking a diplodocus, set up in a diorama with skeletons. It's just, I walked in there, I was just like, oh, just staring at it for like 10 minutes. It was incredible.
Yeah,
and that's what grabs your imagination.
Well, I remember going to the Natural History Museum with my school and walking in there and just being, struck by the diplodocus that was in there or whatever it is. And I went there, I think we took our son there years and years ago, and walked in there again, and it was, ain't it tiny?
Yeah, he's not as big as when you're a kid, is he?
No, he was huge when I was a kid. But now, no, he's either shrunk or maybe he just wasn't that big. Maybe I've just grown up. It's like wagon wheels, man. They were huge, and now
they
they're
were
not.
Huge as a kid. Did they used to have jam in, or is that a different flavour?
I think that's your crazy brain just playing tricks on you. How dare they put jam in them?
I'm sure there was one with a blue wrapper, and it had jam in it.
If it had jam, I would have steered well clear.
They weren't nice.
Right.
It might have been a Safeway's knockoff or something.
Yeah, it could have been, yeah. Back to the list. What other list do we have? Dino Croc? Never heard of that.
That's an asylum type thing.
Oh, is it?
It's a little bit Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus sort of nonsense.
Oh, okay. So would the Megalodon be classed as a dinosaur?
No. That is a prehistoric shark.
Rubbish. What else do we have?
But that thing's terrifying as well. 45-foot great white shark? Fuck off.
Yeah.
No. I'm just glad they only find fossil black teeth. It's when they start finding white ones I'm going to start panicking.
Oh, are they the older?
Yeah, if they're white, they're fairly fresh. No, all the no.
So how big would the tooth on that shark be then?
A megalodon is about the size of your hand. Yeah, they've actually got in New York. They've got a mock-up of the jaw of one of these things, and it's terrifying.
Is that like the photo in Jaws where they have like people sitting in the jaw?
Yes, it's not that exact one, but it's that sort of thing.
Right.
And you just like, no, all the no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Let me introduce you to my nope dealer.
No.
But you wouldn't even touch the sides in that, though, would you?
You wouldn't. It's just, I mean, some of the larger great whites you wouldn't touch the sides, but that it wouldn't even notice you.
No.
It's just insane. 45-foot great white. No. No,
that sort of thing terrifies me. Yeah.
I mean, I've got thalassophobia anyway, but that, no.
What's that? Is that scared of the water?
It's fear of the open ocean. It was actually on Facebook, and it was one of these sort of Hello You or Daily Lad, whatever the fuck, and it was just like, congratulations, you now have a new phobia, and you're just like, oh, what's that? And it's just like a series of like 20 odd photos of people like wreck diving, and like the enormous like 30-foot propeller on the bottom of an oil tanker and stuff like that. You go, yeah, I don't like that. It's making me feel uncomfortable.
Nah.
And like when the continental shelf on a reef just drops off and it's just black, it's just like, no, don't like that either.
No, I don't like that.
It's thalassophobia it's called, and I'm just like, yeah, I've definitely got that. I don't need to see that again. No, take it away.
Yeah, I don't like it when I can't touch the bottom in the swimming pool. So
yeah, I'm a little bit like that because if you got like the diving board bit, that's like 3 meters deep, and that makes me feel weird.
Yeah, my legs go all funny, like jelly.
Yeah, you just like, ooh, I don't like this.
Yeah, and what I find is when I'm swimming around, if I swim over that, I swim funnier and weirder, and then I can't swim as fast to the side.
Because you're trying to go faster, but you can't. Yeah. It's like you're swimming in treacle all of a sudden, you're just like, no! And the worst thing is if the swimming pool's got a wave machine. Because underneath, you've just got that bit behind those bars, and I just like, I really don't like that either.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you put your head on the water, all you see is row of bars. It's like, what lives behind that?
Yeah, and you don't. Well, because the wave's going to come out of there, but it's also going to go back in there.
Yeah, it's just, I don't like it. If your leg gets pulled through, what's going to grab me?
Yeah, you don't get pinned on that.
Oh.
I think I mentioned once on Bombast years and years ago. I went to Portugal on holiday, and I swear I saw someone's merkin floating around when we was in a wave machine there, and we was jumping up and down, doing all the normal things you normally do. Yeah. And I was clinging to the side, going, "Oh my god, this is scaring the shit out of me." Not enjoying this one little bit, and something furry. It was like the size of a rat, but it wasn't a mammal it wasn't alive, but it was hair. And
was it triangular?
It kind of was. It was like the size of your hand. Imagine a furry hand floating past you.
Kind of like 70s bush.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice. Right, I've lost my list of dinosaurs now. Damn. Never mind. So, will you be going to see this new movie, this new Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I think I probably will do. I like Chris Pratt.
Do you?
Yeah, I really like Chris Pratt. He's kind of like this generation's, dare I say it, Nathan Fillion. I really like him.
Yeah. See, I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy twice now, and it was all right. I don't know him from anything else. I've probably seen him in other things.
Have you seen the Lego Movie?
Yes, I have.
He's the voice.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Of what's his name? Emmett. He's Emmett in that.
The most overrated movie in the last 5 years.
I did like it.
Oh, shame on you! Shame on you!
It's in my rotation of 5 at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm drunk and the missus has gone to bed, it's either Lego Movie, Pacific Rim, Dread, or Elysium. and I can just put them on and watch it if I'm half cut. It's one of those.
Oh no, no.
How can you not love Princess Unikitty?
Hang on, what one is that?
That's, that's the little cat thing with the unicorn horn on it.
Right. I get that. I didn't like the way that they just blatantly sold you model kits in there. And I know I love Jurassic Park for doing that exact same thing. But Lego is so overpriced, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's awful, isn't it?
Yeah. And it just felt, stop smashing me in the eyes with adverts. I'm here in the cinema watching Lego. I know what I like. Because
that, the blue spaceship one at the end, when they build the spaceship at the end of the film, that's an old kit from the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's all it is. It's just because what's his name, the spaceman one with the broken helmet, the broken chin strap on his hat. I mean, everybody had that as a kid, but I'm sure that blue spaceship was a kit you could buy back in the 80s, which they're now just reproducing, and it's going to be like 10 times as expensive just because it's Lego now. Although I did see because you can obviously buy all your Star Wars Lego and all the rest of it. There's a video on Facebook and YouTube the other day. Somebody built the Lego Star Destroyer and dropped it nose first like it does at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yes, I've seen that.
It's just like, ooh.
But it's just the fact that someone turned around and said, right, okay, here's the model, you get to build it. And I'd just be like, yes, thank you so much. Thank you for putting me in this right job at the right time.
Yeah.
And then watching all your hours of work just be dropped.
Dropped off the top of a stepladder.
But they timed it so well because the moment it hits, the camera is just coming round because I've seen it in full speed and that camera is whipping round. And it is done so well. I love it. And then they highlight is it Boosh? Not Boosh. I can't remember.
Bosk.
Yeah, Bosk, that's it.
Bosk, yeah.
And Darth Vader in there flying around. Oh yeah, man. Love it. Love to have been the man that dropped that.
Yeah, that did look fun. Because that's like £1,000 worth of Lego, isn't it? That one. It's not cheap.
I think in the video they said it's $800. And I think they had one up in Blue Water for a little while. And it is a big bit of kit.
So they did have one in the Lego store in Brighton about a couple of years ago. And it was a couple £100.
Yeah. Was that the Star Destroyer or the Super Star Destroyer?
The Super Star Destroyer.
Right, okay.
It was huge. I was, bloody hell, this thing is massive.
Yeah. There is videos on YouTube of guys sitting in their underwear building these things. They're just getting up in the morning, putting on some pants and building a Super Star Destroyer.
Like you do.
Well, yeah. There's no other time. We have to build this. No time for brushing our teeth. No time for tea or coffee. We must build.
But haven't kits like that destroyed what Lego is all about?
In what way?
You get your Super Star Destroyer kit. That's all you can build, and you've got specific bits that will only that are the right shape for the right point. I don't know if maybe because I've not bought Lego for years, and that sort of thing just strikes me as, it's the right shape. That'll do.
Yeah, they do manufacture certain bits. Because you used to be able to get the boxes where you had, let's say, a truck on the back that you could build out the model, and you didn't get any instructions for that, but you had to work it out.
Yes, yeah. I think the last Lego I was bought was the Lego Technic, the red car that had the V6 engine. Mm-hmm. That was quite cool. It was working suspension and rack and pinion steering.
Right.
I must have been about 14.
Yeah. I think for my 14th birthday, I got a watch and some Lego. And it was all the Technic stuff, and the Technic stuff was just coming out, and it was like the best stuff ever.
Because there was a seaplane as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Big yellow aeroplane. I had that as well.
Yeah. Wow, we're so far off topic. It's untrue.
I know. We've wandered slightly, haven't we?
Well, is there anything else you want to say about these trailers that we've seen or have seen around the internet?
What, Jurassic Park one, or
just
or the rash of ones that have recently come out?
I'm not really bothered about all the other ones that came out.
I'm not, to be honest. Although I will say, I wanted to be cynical about the Star Wars ones.
Go on then, I'll let you be cynical.
Because I really wanted to be cynical, because I'm very Tim Bisley about Star Wars. Obviously from space, the whole Phantom Menace thing. Really looking forward to it. I was drawn in hook, line and sinker. Saw it, and I was just like, oh, for fuck, what? And just felt really let down. It was a shit film and all the rest of it. So I was kind of coming into this new one, the J.J. Abrams, thinking, oh, I'm going to be, it's going to annoy me. It's going to be, oh no, it's really good. It looks really nice. Look at the new X-Wing. The new X-Wing looks really good. I like that. I like the new style. I like that. Look at this Millennium Falcon doing a little nice Chewbacca and Han Solo. And I kind of like, yeah, it's got me already.
See, I thought that was a bit cheesy, putting them in there. I was quite happy not having them.
Oh, it's cheesy as fuck.
Yeah.
But the way it looked, the new X-Wings and all the rest of it, I just thought, yeah, I really like this. I'm quite impressed, and I'm going to go and see it, and I'm going to really enjoy it, I think.
Oh, okay. I will definitely go see it. I will definitely go see Jurassic World as well.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything from Jurassic World. I'm expecting to be tutting all the way through it. I'm going to be that annoying bastard eating popcorn at the back, moaning about it, and tutting whenever something happens. Like, oh, God, oh, okay, the T-Rex died, did it? Oh. I'm going to be doing that all the way through. And whoever is in that cinema with me, tough titties.
I think I'm going to be... I expect to be entertained, but I will be... Where's the fucking feathers?
Yeah.
Why has that got opposable thumbs?
Yeah. Why has it got opposable thumbs? Why did I have to genetically modify a bloody dinosaur?
Oh, that to me doesn't make... That's what bugs me. But I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be entertained. It's going to look pretty. It's going to be whiz-bang. Fantastic, but no bloody feathers.
Because the raptors in the first movie could use doors.
They figured them out, yes, because they do, because that's something they've done from MRI scans of the skulls. The brain cavity is actually quite big.
Yeah.
So they reckon, they could have learned, they could have communicated, they could have done this, that, and the other, which I dare say they probably could, because like birds communicate now in a similar way. And like you look at rooks and birds like that, sort of figuring out, using tools and all the rest of it, you kind of think, well, yeah, that I can go with that. But to actually just go, no, opposable thumbs, here you go.
Yeah.
That I thought was a little bit cheap and a little bit kind of rubbish.
Can they use keys now? They can use their thumb to turn a key.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Rather than just kind of figuring out and putting, head against the door and all that sort of stuff, it's actually, that's all right, I can just turn that.
Yeah. They can switch lights on and off.
Yeah.
Switch off circuit breakers that they want off and switch ones that they want on.
If one of the big genetically modified ones turns around and says, hold on to your butts, I'm going to be annoyed. Of course, that's the subtext as well in this film. Genetic modification is bad.
Well, wasn't that the subtext in the first movie?
I think that was that was more sort of technology gone wrong. Because essentially the first one was a remake of Westworld. Yeah. But I think this one, they're specifically saying genetically modifying things is bad. Ooh. It wouldn't, instead of Engine, I'm surprised I haven't seen a Monsanto logo on anything yet. So.
Right, I see. Oh, God.
Because they're the big bad at the moment, Monsanto.
Right. Oh, I just... it's the thumb thing, because they're going to put the thumb thing in there, and it's going to be used at some point, isn't it?
It's going to focus in, it can turn this, and you're just like, yeah. Really?
There's going to be a shot of, yes, we genetically modified it, and now it has this, and now it can have a little more thinking space, And by the way, we also put thumbs on it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you put fucking roller skates on it as well? Make it a little bit faster. I don't know.
We just give it flippers.
Yeah.
What are you playing at?
Yeah. Or wheels. Instead of legs, wheels.
Yeah.
Make it faster.
It's got Heelys.
There's nothing cuter than a T-Rex with wheels on, scampering along using his front legs to pull him along.
I've now got that in my head.
Using his tail to balance as well.
I was going more with the Heelys approach, where he's kind of like skittering along on the back of his legs.
Oh God!
Like see 8-year-olds in Tesco's.
Yeah, you don't see enough 8-year-olds going through windows in them either, do you?
Sort of bouncing off things.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. In conclusion, because I think we've rabbled on enough about this.
I think we have, yes.
Yeah. I will be going to see it. Yeah, I will be tutting all the way through. You'll be going to see it as well, yeah?
I will be going to see it, and I too will be tutting.
Okay.
And muttering and what have you.
Will you be creating any blog posts about this, or just...
No, because it's not worth it.
No?
No, there was a chap whose blog I follow and podcast I listen to, a chap called Darren Naish, who is a lecturer at Southampton University. And he does a lot of this sort of stuff. And he was actually picked up by IO9, the Nerdist, and a few others for basically saying, new Jurassic Park trailers come out. Why haven't the Velociraptors, which are actually Dromaeosaurs and Deinonychus, why have they not got feathers? This is ridiculous. Current fossil records suggest that they did have feathers. Why can't Hollywood put them in? And the overriding thing was, geek, dino geek, it's just a film. And you're just like, yeah, that's what we're coming up against. So it's best left alone.
That's what bugs me about it, though, because I'll sit there and pick holes in, stuff that I absolutely adore, and then realise, I'm a bit geeky about this, or a bit too geeky about certain subjects.
I'm exactly the same. It's like the classic for me was Saving Private Ryan was ruined at the end.
All right, why did it ruin it for you?
Well, when the P-51s come over at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers, everybody. When the P-51 come over and they're tank busters. Now that would have been RAF Typhoons, and even if they were tank buster P-51s, why are there not rocket rails underneath the wings? And that particular Mustang is currently based at Duxford because he's got a whiny supercharger. I hate myself sometimes. I'm terrible. Stop it.
Yeah, I must get back up to Duxford. That's a brilliant place. I love that place.
It's awesome. I think, where are we? The weekend of the 23rd. Am I getting my dates wrong? Not the weekend. I think it's the weekend of the 23rd of May. They've got the VE Day air display.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on. It's a Saturday, Sunday air display at Duxford.
Ah, cool.
Which will be awesome. But I used to work in Friplow, which is a little village next to Duxford.
Yep.
And airshow season was fantastic. So I worked out in the fields all the time. And we just have daily air shows just because the weather was nice. Just fly about for a bit, lads. It'll be fine, yeah.
I've seen that coming up in M11.
Yes.
Every now and again, you'll just see... what did they have? I think they had Mustangs.
They've got Flyable. They've got a couple of Mustangs. Several Spitfires. There's a Bearcat, a Hellcat. They've got a Wildcat. Obviously, they've got the B-17.
Yep.
A few others. But they used to have the Messerschmitt before it crashed as well.
Crashed or shot down?
No, it crashed. It had an oil failure over Spain and crashed and killed the pilot. I
feel slightly bad for saying that.
A little bit bad. But no, because I was. So I worked for a plant breeding company. We used to deal with wheat and oilseed rape and all that sort of stuff. So we'd be driving this like plot combine, which is like an open top thing, and like the clipped wing Mark V Spitfire would be using me as a waypoint marker to do his display over.
Oh, nice.
And he just had this Spitfire go over at 50 foot, literally right on the deck above. He's like, that is really cool. Possibly the best job. Apart from the one I'm in at the moment, where I just piss about quad bikes, it's possibly the best element of any job I've ever had. That was. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me a job like that, but I'll speak to you about that in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What lift company was it you used to work for?
I'm not saying any names.
Because there was one. This always makes. This is maybe I'm a little bit dark, maybe I'm a little bit twisted, but in the car parks at Peterborough, in the big multi-stories there with the shopping centre.
Yep.
The lifts in there are made by a lovely little company called Schindler.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So it's Schindler's Lifts.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but that just makes me laugh.
You'd be surprised on the amount of times I go to work on Schindler's stuff and people make that joke.
I love it. It's just like Schindler's Lift.
Well, I think we've reached our peak now.
It's descended into madness.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here.
Okie doke.
Pete, have you got anything to plug before I cut you off?
Nothing from me myself, but I would like to plug a couple of podcasts that I think people should listen to and give a try.
Yeah, go for it.
Our good friend Danny Davies and Dave Provert do one called 1571, which is absolutely incredible. It's a short, like 5-minute burst, and it's absolutely brilliant. Very, very sort of dark and twisted, and a little bit blue jam, a little bit sort of brass eye. And there's another one called Welcome to Night Vale, which is an American lot, and that's very sort of League of Gentlemen, and it's a world building story. You have to start at number 1. I think they're on about number 67 at the moment. But if you start from number 1 and go all the way through, it's well worth it.
Oh, okay.
It's very dark, a little bit twisted, and a little bit kind of hello. And it's done. They're about half an hour long, and it's done from the perspective of a radio announcer.
Yeah.
And it's very monotone, but it's a sort of ambient trance music in the background as well, and it's quite twisted. It's very good. It's very good world building. So that's Welcome to Night Vale. Give that a go.
Oh, I think I will do, actually.
It's really cool.
Cool. Right. I'm going to close it up here. You can catch me every week, apart from this week, on the Black Dog Podcast. Next week we will be reviewing, what was it? AI. Yeah, that's great.
It's not.
I can't say at the moment. I really can't say. Yeah, it'd just ruin it. You can also catch me on the Grand Prix Podcast, which is at grandprixpodcast.com, where I'm talking about cars going round in circles. You can also catch me, because I am one of the court attendants in Witless for the Defence at witless.geekplanetonline.com, where me, Chris, and Jim Moon take down movies and destroy them, pretty much, whether they're good or crap or whatever. Yes. So
some of the films defended are very, very good.
Some are
some
not.
Of the films, some are very, very good.
Some of them get away with murder, don't they?
They do indeed.
Yes. And sometimes I'm left in disbelief that
I will admit I was on that as well.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, please go and check out the Aliens vs Predator episode on Witless for the Defence. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, and many other places as well. Okay, so Shonky Lab, what are we going to be doing from now on? Next time out, I'm hoping to get my good friend Andy Plastides on, and we're going to be talking about cosplay.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so it will be live on Mixlr. All the details will be on the Facebook page and on the website as well, which is at shonkylab.co.uk. I'm also, if you guys want to phone in at any point whatsoever, you're more than welcome to either correct us or to throw your 2 pence in, or even, I might even put some subtopics out. I haven't thought of any. I will think of other topics. I can't even say that word now. Topics. And just to spice it up a little bit so we can talk about other little things as well. So, but this is a new beginning, a new start, so I'm just building the show up from ground zero again. So we shall see what happens, I suppose. So thank you very much for joining me, Pete, and helping me through.
Thank you very much for having me, Elton.
That's right, no worries, mate.
I hope I haven't broken the lab.
No, it's all intact. Everything has smoke coming out of it where it should be coming out. So
excellent.
We're all good there. So thank you very much for that. And I will catch you again next month. So see you later.
Bye.